Hey everyone, this is Dr. Gibson. It is April 3rd. Unit 4 starts tomorrow. I have been grading most of the day, so everyone's Unit 3 discussion grades are posted, as well as the grades for the practice case analyses. I do want to go over a few general themes that I saw throughout the class. But first off, you want to make sure that you can view the individual feedback that I provided. So when you go into Blackboard, you're going to want to click on the actual document that you submitted. And once that pops up, there you'll be able to see my comments within your document. If you're having difficulties, sometimes students that use an Apple product have had a little bit more difficulty in viewing the feedback. But if you look at the actual document, there will be a small little arrow type button towards the top right hand corner of your submission window. When you click on that, that will actually reduce your document size and you should be able to scroll through the comments. It's actually very important that you see where I put the comments. So if you're having difficulties with this, make sure that you let me know. We may need to contact the tech department. Overall, the cases were pretty good, but I do want to hit some points that I did see coming up several times. First off, format issues. A lot of you actually kind of went rogue on actually following a particular style for the case analyses. So the whole point of reading the ELLIT textbook was to help you determine what type of case that we're reading and how to actually extract the critical information from these cases and help develop an action plan. So make sure that you are following one of the three outlines provided in that particular text. So I was pretty lenient on which format I wanted students to use. Generally speaking, this was an evaluation case analysis, but if you chose one of the other formats, I did not count that wrong. The only thing that I did is whichever format you chose, I held you to that standard. So whatever that textbook outlined as the specific steps for that format, I wanted to see all of the steps for your analyses. Some of you followed the format about halfway and then didn't do the action plan. And in my opinion, this is one of the most important aspects of reading and diagnosing cases. Remember that an action plan is actually creating a step-by-step action list. So if you were a consultant for this particular organization, you would have something to actually hand the leadership, and they would be able to start enacting what you have recommended. So that would mean breaking down your action plan into short-term and long-term, and actually translating some of your recommendations into actionable steps. So that is a really important aspect of the analyses. One of the other things that I saw is a lot of emphasis on the case, but as a class, we struggled to make the connections to the fact that we're in a culture class and we have a lot of readings on culture and theory and models about culture. So I was looking for more connections between the case, the text, and how we can apply what we're learning from the text and our discussions into the particular case. If you look at the grading rubric, there is a particular section on using analytical tools. So what I mean by that is actually using some of the models or frameworks that our textbooks talk about and use that to dig deeper into the case. For example, an analytical tool could have been applying Shine's 3 levels of culture to FC Barcelona. So what would be the artifacts? What would be the espoused values and beliefs and the underlying assumptions? So it's applying that framework, but using the context of the case. So that could have counted as one analytical tool. I was pretty generous here in grading this first one. We're still getting used to each other, and students are getting used to how I grade, and I'm getting used to students' writing style. So it is a bit of an adjustment. The last part that I wanted to talk about on the case analyses was the action plan, and this will be very helpful for you as you work on the midterm this week. But remember that an action plan is exactly that. It's a step-by-step list of items that the leadership could follow in order to actually incorporate your recommendations for improvement into their organization. So be as specific as possible when you do this. Just a reminder, the discussion grades are posted. If you're having trouble seeing those grades, please let me know and I can work on that. From last week, you should be in contact with your team that you've been assigned to for the team case analyses. You should probably at least have talked to each other. You might be setting up a Google Doc that you guys can work on, but keep that in the back of your minds as that project is coming up in Unit 7. So for Unit 4, which starts tomorrow morning, you have a few reading assignments. The reading's a lot less this week. So you'll be reading the case on St. Martin de Porres School. It's a fairly short case study. I think you'll find it actually rather enlightening to see how organizational change can apply to the educational setting. You have Shine Chapter 17 and Alvison Chapter 7. There are 2 really short video clips on the bottom. They are video clips on the case study, so you should find those actually quite helpful. But the big thing for Unit 4 is the midterm exam. So before you get nervous, I just want to remind you that the midterm exam is designed to be more like an assignment. So you can go ahead and click on it, and a PDF file will pop up. So exactly what you'll be doing is reading a case that I provide. I think it's about 4 pages long. And then there are 5 questions. Each question is worth 20 points. So you have the entire week to work on this. You can tweak it throughout the week. You can ask questions. The only caveat that I have is your entire midterm document should not be more than 10 double-spaced pages. So there isn't a prescribed number of pages that each question should be. Some will probably take you a little bit longer than others. So just make sure that you don't go over that 10-page maximum. As you know, please let me know if there are questions, if there are concerns. I'm here to help guide you through this course. Yeah, so that's all for this evening. I hope you're having a great week. I know this course is a bit like taking a drink of water from a fire hose, but you guys are doing great, and let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Have a great week.